Thank you, Ms. Hannenberger. Now I would like to introduce our first ever closing ceremony keynote speaker, Patricia Muumba, NNHS and T2 alum from the class of 2014. After graduating from Newton North, Patricia graduated from Cornell University, where she majored in architecture and minored in education. Patricia is passionate about equitable education across the world. She currently runs an organization called Engage, Inspire, Empower, which supports immigrants and helps them acclimate to the American education system and workforce. Patricia advises schools and organizations to rethink their educational spaces, as well as their teaching policies and practice methodologies to accommodate differences in experience, heritage, and learning. We are so thankful that Patricia has stayed connected to the T2 program, and we're so grateful that she's willing to speak with you all tonight. We think you'll find her motivational and inspiring. Without further ado, Patricia.
Hi, thank you so much. That is one introduction. I don't know if I will, live up to that introduction, but I'm so grateful that you invited me to speak at this amazing event. And congratulations to class of 2021, in case I forget to say that. So class of 21, you are a special group, and I would like to take this moment to say congratulations to the T-Square class of 2021. Many first-generation students hope to find someone to support them through the college process and keep hoping. To be supported by this amazing organization is one of the greatest opportunities that has been granted to you. I want to take a moment to appreciate the parents and guardians of this class. Graduates, please do not forget to be grateful for the presence of these amazing people in your life. It is through their immense sacrifice that you can proudly call yourselves high school graduates today. And of course, we can't forget the mentors. I bet when you started this journey, you did not truly know what you would find on the other side. I hope your mentees have impacted your lives just as much as I know you have impacted theirs. Do not lose the bond. The journey doesn't end at getting accepted into college. If anything, the journey has just begun. Transitioning together, AKA T-Square, this program holds a special place in my heart. It is alleged that I named the organization, and maybe I did, but the most important thing is why transitioning together. It could have been any other two words that sounded interesting together and started with the letter T. But there's a reason I chose transitioning together, and here's why. When I was 16, my mother moved our family to Newton, Massachusetts, after being apart for 8 years. You want to talk about a transition? That was one of the biggest changes in my life. As some of you know, it is quite difficult to acclimate to the American social system. There are so many things to learn and even more to unlearn. Now at 16, I walked into the doors of Newton North High School. One, I had never heard a bell that sounded as weird as the bell in that building. I don't even know if I've heard one like it ever since. If you remember your junior year at North, it's the year that everyone is taking SATs. It's the year everyone is visiting colleges. Everyone is getting varsity letters in sports. And then you have to write your junior thesis. And that's the year you have to figure out how many APs and honors classes you need to take. Now, let me give you a picture of how green I was about all of this. In Uganda, we do not take standardized exams. So I had never studied for a single standardized exam till I walked into Newton North as a junior. Another interesting fact, in Uganda, colleges do not have the application process America does. All you do is sit your national exam, you rank your top 6 colleges, and then they choose you based on your scores from your national exam. Now I had to write an essay, get recommendations, figure out which school I wanted, what I wanted to do when I got there, take subject tests if I needed to, interview with alumni, and like that was not scary enough, I had to figure out how to pay for college. So spring of my junior year, My Dover Legacy mentor, Jennifer Price, who was the principal at the time, introduced the T-Square program. I had the honor to be a part of the founding class of this program. I remember filling out the questionnaire for what I wanted in a mentor. I never had any idea who I would get. All I knew is I wanted to become an architect, and I hoped I would meet someone that would make that dream a reality. My mentor ended up being the amazing Stephanie Gilman. Stephanie alleviated all my family's concerns about the college process. I ran track in high school, and one weekend, one of my state meets collided with a college fair. Stephanie met my parents at the fair with my portfolio and looked at colleges on my behalf. She cared and gave all her heart to make sure that I would get into architectural school. If it wasn't for my amazing family and my mentor, Stephanie, supporting me through this immense transition, I never would have gone to attend the #1 school of architecture in the country, Cornell University. The transition from high school to college is a scary transition, and that can cause a lot of anxiety. It can be lonely if you have to experience it alone. This is why embarking on this journey together with your family and a mentor makes your story different. Many students around the world can only dream of what you have received during your time with T-Square. So do not forget to be grateful for this opportunity. Now, this is the part where I'm supposed to impart some wisdom. Please keep in mind, I am less than a decade from where you are right now. I have seen a lot and experienced a lot, but I am still growing and learning. But let me see if I have some wisdom to share with you. So 7 years ago, if you had told me I would be speaking to you right now, I would have laughed out loud. Why me? Honestly, I'm still wondering why they chose me. But here's my lesson 1. In many places in the world, when you say my name, Patricia Muumba, it might not necessarily ring a bell, and that's okay. But in North, my name means something. In everything you do, make your name count for something. I live by the mantra, to those that much is given, much is expected. So leave the world a little better than you found it. Graduates, live life so the world will be glad you are here. T-Square gave me an opportunity to make a difference in all the communities that I would eventually be a part of. And that is something I am forever grateful for. An education is a beautiful thing. We all strive to become something. One of the most common questions we ask kids is, what do you want to be when you grow up? And usually the answer is somewhere between firefighter or doctor, lawyer or teacher. Well, here's lesson number 2. Who you are and what you do are not the same thing. I will say that again. Who you are and what you do are not the same thing. You are going to walk into places where you might not feel like you belong. You might think you do not earn a seat at the table. In moments like this, it is important to always remember who you are. Advocate for yourself. Speak up against injustice and be true to yourself. When you walk into professional life, you will be stacked against other amazing students like yourself. But it is the compassion, the ability to communicate, the empathy that you have towards others, and the intentionality in the way you lead your life that will make you stand out. Yes, do what it takes to get that education, but do not forget to nurture the person inside of you, because at the end of it all, you are going to work with and for people. When writing our life stories, we tend to get to a point and compare our journeys to our peers. All my friends are taking AP classes, so I should take AP classes too. All my friends are joining a sorority, so I should join one too. Most of my classmates made it to the dean's list, and I did not. Am I just not smart enough? Well, here's lesson number 3. Your story is yours and yours alone, so own it. You are the only person that can tell it, so take the time to write it. Comparison is a thief of joy. You try so hard to become someone you are not, before you know it, you will lose your sense of self. Honesty is a key to living a courageous and wholehearted life. So live in your truth. To be a first-generation student is challenging. You do not share experiences with other groups of people, and that's okay. Do not try to disown that part of you. If anything, embrace it and change the trajectory of your family's life. Right now, you must be excited to go to college, as you should. You have all worked really hard to earn admissions to amazing institutions from all over the nation. However, in your excitement, do not forget the strategies that you have used in your time in high school. Ask for help just like you have in high school. Prioritize mental health and wellness. It is gold. At some point, it is bound to get difficult, but do not give up on yourself. This pandemic has proven how resilient you can be. Do not forget that. Faith and hope will take you a long way in life. Thank you and congratulations to the T-Squared class of 2021.